Tales of Barbuzaar, the Singing Bone. Once upon a time, in a vast and prosperous African kingdom, there was a wise and just king who ruled with compassion and fairness. The king had two sons, both strong, clever, and beloved by the people. It was known throughout the land that one of them would inherit the throne. However, the king feared that the brother's desire for power might lead to quarrels and disagreements after his death. To prevent this from happening, the king devised a plan. One day, he decided to summon his two sons and set them a challenge.
My sons, to decide who shall inherit the throne, I have set before you a great task. Somewhere deep in the forest lies a rare and unique flower, unlike any other. The first to bring it back to me shall be king.
Both brothers eagerly accepted the task and set off into the ancient forest early the next morning. For days, the brothers wandered through thick woods, encountering wild animals and enduring harsh conditions. Despite their efforts, the rare and unique flower remained hidden. So one evening, as both brothers were about to give up, the younger brother, who was much more patient, stumbled upon this very unique flower. Excited, he ran to his elder brother and shouted,
Brother, brother, I have found the flower.
Oh, you have found the flower?
Yes, I have. Look at it. Isn't it just beautiful?
Yes, it is very beautiful.
Immediately, envy clouded the elder brother's heart. Seeing the flower in his younger brother's hand, he thought bitterly, so he will be king, not me. I cannot allow this. Driven by greed and rage, the elder brother suddenly attacked his younger sibling and snatched the flower from him. When the younger brother tried to defend himself, the elder brother struck him down. The blows continued until the younger brother lay lifeless on the forest floor. Realizing what he had done, the elder brother hastily dug a shallow grave and buried his sibling. With the flower in hand, he rushed back to the palace to meet the king.
Father, I have found the flower,
the elder brother declared, presenting his flower triumphantly to the king. The king was pleased to see his son, for he had been worried for days.
I am glad you are back, my son, and because you have succeeded in finding the flower, you shall be king after me. But where is your brother?
Feigning sorrow, the elder brother replied,
I do not know, father. We parted ways in the forest. Perhaps he has been delayed or lost.
The king, though troubled, accepted the explanation. Well, time passed. Everyone went about their duties, and life continued as normal. However, when weeks passed, without any sign of his youngest son, the king grew deeply concerned. So the king ordered his eldest son,
Go back to the forest. Search for your brother and do not return until you find him.
The elder brother went back to the forest and pretended to search for his younger brother, but of course, he already knew the truth. Returning empty-handed, he lied to his father.
Father, I searched the forest thoroughly but found no trace of my brother. The forest is vast, filled with dangers beyond our control. Perhaps he was taken by wild animals, unable to defend himself. It pains me to think of such a fate, but I fear that may be the truth. I wish there was more I could do to bring him back to us.
Enough. Do not say such things. I forbid you to even speak of it. Do not let such thoughts cross your mind or lips again.
Heartbroken, the king mourned his missing son for days, weeks, and months, but life in the kingdom moved on. Years later, a hunter went into the same forest. While resting after a long day, the hunter picked up a dry bone lying on the ground. The bone looked strange, almost enticing. Idly, he removed the sand off the bone and blew through the hollow bone, and to his astonishment, it began to sing.
Hunter, hunter, eh, hunter, hunter, eh, it is my bone you are blowing. My brother killed me in the forest and took away my flower. Now he is going to be king, oh, eh. Why I decay and die in the forest? Hunter, hunter, eh, hunter, hunter, eh, it is my bone you are blowing.
The hunter, stunned, took the bone home to his wife and told her all what had happened in the forest. He then asked her to blow into the bone. The moment she did, the bone sang the same mournful song. After hearing this mournful song, the hunter's wife urged her husband,
"This is such a sad story. You must take this to the king. He must hear this tale of treachery."
Early the next morning, the hunter brought the singing bone to the palace and asked to see the king. When the king saw the bone, he took it and blew into it. So the bone sang once more.
Father, 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 it is my bone you are blowing. My brother killed me in the forest and took away my flower. Now he is going to be king after you. Why I decay and die in the forest? Father, 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 it is my bone you are blowing.
The king immediately recognized the voice of his younger son and began to cry. And he cried until he could cry no more. Furious and grief-stricken, the king summoned his eldest son. When the eldest son came into the grand hall, the king handed him the bone to blow. The eldest son, not knowing what was happening, quietly took the bone and began to blow, when suddenly he heard his brother's voice, and fear struck him.
Brother, 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 it is my bone you are blowing. It was you who killed me in the forest and took away my flower. Now you are going to be king, oh. Why I decay and die in the forest? Brother, 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 hey, it is my bone you are blowing, oh.
Panicked, the eldest brother fell to his knees, trembling with guilt and fear.
Is this true? Did you kill your brother?
The king demanded, his voice trembling with anger.
Did you kill your brother for the throne, yes or no? Did you do this evil thing?
The elder brother wept and begged for forgiveness, blaming the devil for his actions. But the king, consumed by sorrow, was unmoved. So the king declared,
You are a cruel and heartless man, consumed by greed and blinded by your own ambition. Such wickedness cannot go unpunished. You are unworthy to rule, unworthy to bear the crown. The law of the land demands that a murderer must pay with his life. For the life you took so ruthlessly, you shall now face the consequences.
The king gave the order, and immediately his guards seized the eldest son and carried out the sentence. Justice was served, but the king remained deeply heartbroken over the loss of his beloved younger son. The memories of his son's kindness, laughter, and the bright future he could have had haunted the king's thoughts, leaving an unfillable void in his heart. The singing bone, however, became a symbol of truth and justice, reminding all who heard its tale of the consequences of greed and treachery. The end. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on our next release. Bye-bye.
Bedtime Tales of African Queens Who Slayed History is a children's illustrated picture book introducing kids to the legendary stories of 31 African warrior queens and princesses. The stories are lovingly written in a fairy tale style, making it easy for every kid to immediately dive deep into the magical and wonderful universe of these extraordinary women who changed history forever. This is a book to learn about the adventures of Africa's true legendary queens. Get your own copy today. Now available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold.